Hi, fourth graders. We are on lesson 6 exit ticket on page 95. So today we looked at taking our numbers and our fractions and using a number line to help us create some mixed numbers, and we went all the way into the 100th place value. And so for number 1, it says estimate to locate the points on the number line. Mark the point and label as a decimal. So we have 2 steps to mark the point and label as a decimal. And so we'll start with this one first, and it's 7 and 20 hundredths. Now when I'm looking at my number line, I'm already going to start here at 7, but I notice that these are not marked in hundredths, they're marked as tenths. And so I want to decompose that 20 hundredths into tenths, and when I do that, I know that I get 2 tenths. So now 7 and 2 tenths is equal or equivalent to that. And so I can start at 7, and then I'm going to slide over 2 tenths. That's what my fraction is. So I'm going to mark it right here, knowing this is my 2/10 mark. So I marked my point. Now I need to label this as a decimal. And so I'm going to mark it, and I know that it's 7 and my fraction was 20 hundredths. So I know that hundredths mean I need to get over to that second place value. So let's check this one out, and then I'm going to let you do the marking and labeling. 1 and 75 hundredths. Well, I can't just turn it into only tenths, but I can decompose it into tenths and hundredths. And so when I have tenths, I know that that would be 7 tenths, that's in that place value, and 5 hundredths, because that's what's in that place value. So I'm going to start at my whole number 1. I'm going to slide over 7 tenths here, and then I have 5 hundredths more. So I'm going to barely make my little mark here. And then I want you to look at our fraction and go ahead and rename it as a decimal. Now for number 2, it says write the equivalent fraction and decimal for each number. So I'm going to already say I need a fraction and I need a decimal. I'm going to do that on both so I don't forget. And I read this number 8 ones, 24 hundredths. Well, if it's 8 ones, I know that's going to be in front. That's my whole number. I'll write it as a fraction. And I have 24 hundredths, which means I have 24 in my numerator and 100 in the denominator. I'm going to let you do the decimal on that one. Now this one says 2 ones and 6 hundredths. This time I'll show you the decimal. 2 ones is a whole number, so I know that comes in front of the decimal point. 2 and 6 hundredths. Well, it tells me my place value, and I know right after the decimal comes tenths. My number doesn't say anything about tenths, so I'm going to put a 0 in that placeholder. And 6 hundredths. So carefully write that decimal. Go ahead and finish up. Make sure you label this one, and you do your decimal and fraction. And then take a picture when you're finished and submit it. Great work today.